What's up, guys? Welcome back to Young, Hot, and Divorced. I'm Tori, and today I met my ex husband's new girlfriend and I took her to church. Yeah, that's what happened today. I did not ever expect the day that I would meet my ex husband's new girlfriend to go the way that today did. If you can't tell by the smile on my face, it went so well. So, let's rewind to the last trip that my ex husband took to come visit the kids. And I had found out after he had left that he had brought his girlfriend with him. And I had known nothing about it. I found out through the kids. And I had never met her. And I felt a certain way about that because he only comes to see the kids every so often. And I was worried that he wasn't focusing his special time with them because he was also with her. And I knew nothing about her. I was just a little bit apprehensive only because she was staying with my children. And I know this might be a little controversial because I completely agree that he is entitled to date whoever he wants. He can do what he wants. Obviously, I worry about the safety and well-being of my kids. That's my job. I'm their mom. So I just didn't know who was with them. So I asked to meet her because I knew she was coming this time around. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't livid when I found out that she had come with him and nobody had said anything to me about it. I just felt like these transitions, these back and forths, the mom's house, dad's house, whatever you want to call it, I feel like you have to have some sort of level of transparency about what's going on and who's around your children. Again, that might be controversial, but that's just personally how I feel. And I just really wanted the opportunity to meet her this time around. I have always said to my ex husband that it is super important to me that if he's with somebody that's around the kids, that I am introduced to her. I am coming from a really good place here. I honestly was hoping that I would be able to get along with her, but I really felt this anger about the whole situation and no fault to her. But I was worried that that would spill over into animosity for her. And it was important to me that we were on the same page, her and I. So I asked my ex husband if we could set up a coffee date before the kids went with him. And it was so nice. It was really so nice. So I got to find out all about her, where she grew up, how old she is, what she does. The truth of the matter is that I've only heard great things about her and my boys love her. And I think I've said before that if somebody loves my children, like the more the merrier. I welcome that with open arms, especially like if my children are reciprocating that and feel that way about that person too. Like that's all you can ask for as a parent, in my opinion, in these situations. So I felt really good that the boys loved her and I had only heard good things. And when I met her, I got to ask all of the questions I was wondering. And you have something in common with this person and it's your ex. Of course, this could be a really uncomfortable conversation. And to be honest, I felt like there were times where I was getting a little like memories were coming back and I was like, "Ooh, it like doesn't feel good." But I got to see the kind of person she is, and she is loving and she is warm. And we were really able to bond over Catholicism. And I got to invite her to church this Sunday, and today is Sunday. So we went today, and she came with me, my boyfriend, his daughter, my boys, and we sat in the front row. And it was just so sweet. The boys got to see me meet her for the first time. She met my boyfriend for the first time. And I didn't really think much of it right then or after, but upon reflecting on what happened today, I was so proud of myself, so proud of her for how well we were able to get along in front of the children. And what a beautiful place to do that in church. Like, I think that was an amazing way for her and I to start off our relationship. And I feel really grateful that that's how it went down because I know myself and I can sometimes say like some snarky comments or make some jabs, and it's like my sense of humor. It's some sort of defense mechanism, definitely. Plus, I think I'm kind of funny, so I enjoy it. But I know that if somebody, doesn't know me or is in this sort of awkward situation, like that could definitely come across the wrong way. And I did pretty good. I wasn't perfect. I wasn't perfect, but I think I did pretty good. I just feel a lot more comfortable that I know who is around my kids. I have her phone number. It's easier to reach her. If I can't get a hold of my ex-husband, I have somebody who's there with the kids and I can quickly relay a message to her. And that's awesome. She sent me some photos and videos that she took with the kids. And I love that. I never get to see what they're really up to when they're with their dad. That was really thoughtful of her. And I would be kind of scared if I was in her shoes. I'm not going to lie that like it seems daunting and scary to have to meet the ex-wife. Like I would not want to do that. So I give her all the props in the world. She was holding a rosary when we met, and I immediately knew that like we had this connection because we felt the same way about faith. And in my journey of converting, I find it so ironic that I am able to have this experience where my channel is called Young, Hot, and Divorced, and meeting my ex-husband's new girlfriend and being able to connect with her through faith just feels so ironic. And I don't know if maybe ironic is the right word for it, because the truth is that through this journey, I'm realizing everything happens for a reason. I've been praying and letting God into my life, and I never saw this coming for me. Growing up, my parents were divorced multiple times, and there were a lot of people in the mix. And there was a lot of violence, animosity, I'm not going to lie. And it was pretty traumatic growing up. And I always was nervous that my children would have a difficult experience being children of divorced parents. And I never thought that anything would get violent, but I definitely was worried there would be animosity. And I can't believe it, is the truth. I really can't believe it. I never expected that my introduction to my ex-husband's new partner would be so warm. I think that's the best word for it. So we all went to church together, and she loved the mass. She loved my priest. And I felt so happy that, she had good vibes. I had good vibes. The kids had good vibes. And then I dropped them all off back with my ex-husband, and they continued their daddy day, as I call it, when they're with their dad. So now I'm at home enjoying my mommy day, which is what I call when I get a day to myself, which is few and far between, but absolutely cherished. And I just wanted to tell this story as soon as possible so that I don't forget, and the feelings that I felt today are able to be portrayed through this video. So a lot of people who are watching my channel aren't young, hot, and divorced, but if you are, and you are catching this episode, and you're in a similar position where you have to meet your ex's new partner, have faith. I think that if you go into it with a warm and open heart and understand that this is a human being as well who has their own story, their own life, I hope truly that more people are able to co-parent in a really healthy and positive way. I never saw myself as the poster child for peaceful co-parenting, not in my own personal divorce, but just in my experience growing up as a kid. So the opportunity to be able to start out on the right foot and pursue that path is really exciting to me and gives me this sense of peace that my children are safe. They're with somebody that loves them. They love her. And that's it. What more could you ask for? And prior to that, I always had this really unsettling feeling that I just didn't know who they were with, what they were doing. And your mind can wander, but what was meant to be happened, and she's lovely. And I hope there are only good things to come, and that maybe this could be the start of some sort of healing between my ex and I, and maybe we'll be able to do more things together as a family. Maybe he feels more comfortable now that he knows that I'm not going to bite and that I do like his new partner. And I really hope that my kids were able to feel that peace. They're so young. I don't know if they have any sort of apprehension or anxiety about what that might be like for their mother to meet their father's new partner, but I hope that they felt the peace and felt the warmth in our interactions today. So I just wanted to share that story. I think it's really interesting that faith and divorce are intertwined here. I know that a lot of people have commented that my channel title or podcast name is ironic, but it's the truth. It's my, and here we are. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Tori. This is Young, Hot, and Divorce, and I will catch you next week. Bye.